Hello and howdy there. A couple days ago, I saw the new David O. Russell film, Silver Linings Playbook. And I'm still thinking about it. Honestly, I don't even kind of want to record a review just because I haven't decided about how much I love the film. But I did love it. I think it might be... well, I think it is. I think it's David O. Russell's best film. I think it's his best screenplay. I'm so glad that he's gotten back to his roots. You know, he started out telling very personal stories, kind of what I felt to be kind of autobiographical stories. He, you know, tends to write. He's a writer-director. So, of course, you know, I love any, you know, singular expression. You know, he started out with Spanking the Monkey and Flirting with Disaster. Up until now, Flirting with Disaster, and it still might be my favorite film of his, just because it's hilarious and features like a groundbreaking performance, or career-breaking performance for Ben Stiller. But, you know, I still find it hilarious. But, you know, then he started getting, you know, into more Hollywood. Definitely I Heart Huckabees is not very Hollywood. I would have to say that's my least favorite of his films, though some people love it. And, you know, he went on to do, well, Three Kings, I think, came before that. But The Fighter from a couple years ago. Anyway, so this is kind of a return to form, a return to his roots, which I really liked. I don't know. Here's my thing. I don't know if I want to give it an 8 or if I want to give it a 10. I really liked it, but you know, for a while I felt, you know, around the second act that it slipped into kind of a mockery. I'm not like blatant, but just like this slight mocking tone of the characters, and I didn't care for it. I mean, it kind of went downhill for me, but then, and I don't want to call it a twist, but it kind of is in a twist. It just surprised me and kind of knocked me out. I left the theater in a state of elation. It really touched me, and it made me very hopeful and happy, which is, I think one of the, you know, you want to feel that way, and to come out of a movie, you know, feeling like you're walking on air, I think is special. And I was walking on air after this film. Silver Linings Playbook is about a grown son returning home from a mental institution, a mental hospital. We never, well, I guess we do see why he's put there, but we never know why he goes to, you know, the institution rather than jail. But anyway, beside the point. You know, he comes home to his family and meets a young lady who is also, you know, seemingly dysfunctional in her own way. He is obsessed with his ex-wife. To him, they are still married, though they are actually not. And he hasn't given up the ghost yet for their relationship. The woman, in another, you know, kind of fashion, still believes that she is married, except her former husband is deceased. She's a widow. So they are still grasping on, holding tightly to the past. They're both on a series of medications. They're, you know, they're dysfunctional. Delightfully so. The family is understanding, supportive. and they write themselves. You know, it's a film about, you know, life, meaning that it's about a lot, though not too much happens. You know, there's only a few scene changes. You know, most of it takes place, you know, in two separate homes, the respective homes of the people, and, you know, just a few other locales. So it's a very limited film, though it explores, you know, the recesses of the human soul. Again, I don't. I think it's David O. Russell's best screenplay. I think it's his best, and I think he's also gotten way more into, you know, a little. He's trying to branch out in terms of his directing style. I think he wants to bring some new tricks into his repertoire, and I think, you know, that I haven't seen him, you know, so flashy. You know, in some cases, you know, this is, you know, the camera work is very quick and, you know, flashy. I can't think of a better word. Also his, and I never really remembered it from a David O. Russell film, but his use of music. The soundtrack to this film is spectacular. One of the best soundtracks to a film in recent memory. Now, I'm sure there was also an original score. That doesn't really pop into my head, but such fantastic music in this film. And it's integral to the film and to the characters. So, since it's important to the characters in the film, it becomes important to us. And again, the music is just so good. So it really impressed me. You know, he's just maturing as a filmmaker, and he's becoming more elegant in his, you know, assembly in his job. The film stars Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence. There are main characters, our forlorn couple. His parents are played by Robert De Niro, and again, in a role that you really haven't seen Robert De Niro in. I mean, obviously he's Robert De Niro, so, you know, you watch Robert De Niro with whatever you bring your own personal, you know, things with Robert De Niro. But he's fantastic in this. You know, you haven't quite seen him like this. And I just forgot her name. I knew it up until I just wanted to remember it. She was fantastic in the Australian film from a couple years ago, Animal Kingdom, where she played the matriarch of a murderous family. She was basically kind of a demon in that film. Here she's, you know, a loving mom. So it was great to see her night and day switch, but her eyes are still so intense. Jackie Weaver, thank you, Brain. Jackie Weaver, fantastic, and made a great pair with De Niro. The film also stars Julia Stiles, a character actor. I can't remember his name, but he's been in a lot of stuff. I think he's most memorable from Kill Bill Volume 1. He's Buck, and he likes to fuck. He's also, his biggest role was probably in the Michael Shannon psychotic breakdown, Take Shelter. Anyway, he's here. He's good as he always is. I think his character is a little bit underwritten. You know, some of the satellite characters in this film are, you know, a little bit underwritten. Some kind, you know, I thought they kind of faded to the background, which is fine because we, you know, definitely get a thorough examination of the psyche of at least two, if not, you know, 3 to 4 characters in this film. But, you know, some do fall to the wayside. All of the acting is great. I can't really think of any other actors in this film. I'm trying to think of one. I should know his name, but I don't. I can't even place what he's from. Anyway, all the acting is really good. Bradley Cooper, I don't think he's ever been this good. Jennifer Lawrence, I don't think has ever been this good. Well, you know, Winter's Bone. She was amazing in Winter's Bone. But here, I don't know. One is she's grown, you know, so much. She's, you know, in Winter's Bone, you can tell that she has this unblemished beauty, you know, that does not need to be accentuated, made up. Then in Hunger Games, you know, you can tell that, wow, you know, she's very pretty. Here, she's beautiful. You know, she's absolutely gorgeous. And looks amazing at pretty much in every scene she's in. And, you know, her talent has grown as well. I think she's a lot more deep. Again, I think, you know, even though Winter's Bone was so fantastic, you know, when I think of Winter's Bone, I just kind of go to John Hawkes. But she's amazing here. She's really good. De Niro is De Niro. You know, even when he's in a bad movie, he, you know, he's kind of awesome. I mean, he's a childhood hero of mine. He's a true inspiration to me. He has kind of since faded, but for me, but still, when he's on, and he's on in this film. The only film I thought about, and I like to say that when you watch a great film, you know, all you can think about is the film you're watching. If you're watching a really, really good film, you know, you'll see the influences of other filmmakers. The only film I thought about, and perhaps it was the combination of the, you know, the quicker camera movements, the flashier style, the expert use of music, and probably a little touch of De Niro. The only film I could think of is Goodfellas. You know, and it's definitely far away in terms of content and mood of, well, not necessarily, but definitely far away in terms of content and of Goodfellas. But still, I kind of thought that David O. Russell probably watched Goodfellas a few times while preparing this film. I really loved it. I guess I'll give it a 9, but it really did floor me out of nowhere. Just because I had, in a way, kind of, you know, got a little pissed. You know, it went from, you know, sympathizing with these characters, you know, wanting to understand, wanting to forgive, and then I don't know how, but it just gets, and I thought in hindsight that it reflected the characters' own cynicism and own mockery of each other, that now the audience kind of is with them, and we're now, you know, mocking them as well. And then, again, I don't want to talk about it because I think it would spoil the film, but something happens, and again, it was a knockout punch for me. And then I realized that mocking tone was a masterful manipulation on the part of David O. Russell to bring you in to the character's mindset and get you to see things kind of their way. Kind of, you know, again, at a point when they are giving up on being happy on each other, the audience, the viewer, kind of gives up as well. And then all of a sudden we're all in. I was really touched. Again, I can't really describe it, but it's a romantic comedy for those who do not like romantic comedies. It is very funny, sometimes darkly so, but it is very funny. Crap, I lost my point. Shit, I forgot what I was going to say. I had something, but then I got distracted by the comedy. Crap. Well, anyway, it was fantastic. You know, it was fantastic, and I think David O. Russell, again, I think it might be his best work. You know, maybe he's assembled talent. You know, there was a lot of powerhouse performances in The Fighter, but I think this is, again, his best screenplay. If this doesn't, you know, at least get nominated or win for Best Original Screenplay, then, I don't know, there's something wrong. But I don't really know what else to say, but I loved it, and I want to see it again. You know, I definitely want to see it again. And I don't think I have any problems giving it a 9. You know, because again, I didn't know whether to give it an 8 or a 10, because I just absolutely loved it. And so I'll just give it a 9 and wait for a second viewing, and maybe I can think more about it. So that's Silver Linings Playbook, and I'll give it a solid 9. Thank you.